Hello. Chat, can you hear me? There we go. Alright. Let's get into this. So I have no idea if anyone will even join this, and I don't really care. This is more so something I'm doing because I recorded two videos doing something like this, and absolutely. Oh, how long ago was that? That was a while ago, and I just didn't friggin' upload them or edit them. Plus, it was ages ago, and I've got a lot more new information now, so let's get this on the road. I did a playthrough again a couple days ago. I had to refresh myself. Yeah, we got the we're starting with this. Very interesting, eh? This heart is seems to be one of the hot topics of Deltarune because we don't know what it is. Is it our heart? I don't know. Is it our soul, I mean? Or is it just Chris's soul? Who knows? Anyway. First, you must create a vessel. So, yeah, we already know what this is. This is the Goner Maker. Whether that's what it's intended to be, who knows? Because, well, first off, we're just going to start the voice. That voice who is speaking to us, that's Gaster. There's no doubt about who this is. Yeah. This is your body. No, let me try again. Let me do a different one. This is a weird one. Select the legs that you prefer. We're gonna be contrarian. We're gonna get these legs. Here we go. Look at that ugly thing. I hate it. Why do I even start with this? Who knows? Favorite food? Cold. Favorite blood type? C. CG. It likes red, the color of blood. And it will be brave. I wonder if this is going to come back. So, the whole idea of this seems to be connected to the Oblivion theory. Hold on. Should I get that up again? Can I find that? Hey, who did that? I saw that. I saw that heart. I saw that. 20, my goat! What's up? All but one of my fans are dead. The remaining fan will be 20. I'm just trying to get something up. Holy crap. Bear with me. Let me add another source. Here we go. This is our Oblivion theory. Best create. Well, I'm doing that, but before I do that, we're just gonna go through this for a bit because where's there's a section on Gonna Maker that I was particularly interested. Look, this is a monster of a theory. Here we go. Is this it? No, it's not. I think we might have skipped past it. No, this is Oblivion Theory 20. This kind of covers the whole like meta narrative of Undertale. But there's a specific section I'm looking for on the current thing we're on right now. I genuinely can't tell. Is there a Yeah, here the knight is not trying to bring the roaring. They are your own character / the vessel. The vessel is a reincarnation of the same concept Chara represented in Undertale. The knight is making Darkwood specifically for the player to seal. I've always agreed. Deltarune maxing, yes. This experiment is about creating the experience of a game for the person playing. The game likely end with the characters finding a way to close the connection. Yeah, yada yada. See if I can find it. Where the heck is it? Oh. There is a lot. There's a lot here, so it's a bit difficult to focus on one thing. But I think the general idea is that this whole thing, it's being presented to us as a game to play. That's what Deltarune is, basically. I think it's like a world machine. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there. We've got so much here. I might get back to this later on. We need to play the game first. Disgust. You answered honestly, yes. You acknowledge the possibility of pain and seizure, yes. Understood. Thank you, Gaster. Name the vessel. What do we name our vessel? Well, this is going to be a violence route. We're not going to be sparing. We're going to be fighting this route. So, there. BL. Realizing how far my stream is. And what about the creator? Your own name. I am Bagels. I'm not using my real name for this one. I like to use my use different names for each route. And obviously the third playthrough I do will be Snowgrave. Bagels. Thank you for your time. I mean, the fact that this is literally called in the files, it's survey program. I don't see the. I'm not saying that Deltarune is like fake, or that it's not really happening, but and there's this. I love Snowgrave. Me too. We don't know if that person there who just spoke is a different voice from Gaster, or just him speaking in a different tone. Thank you, Toriel. Thank you, Mom. Hold on, I just realized, Deltarune, you're still hiding. There we go. Oops, that was close. I was wondering why it still wasn't showing up on my phone. Anyway, what do we have? A very old school ID with an embarrassing haircut. Oh, here's the thing. This is different in every single save file. So it's either the cross country shirt, it's this, the photo, or it's the coupon book. So that's very interesting. Filled with old books. I don't remember that line. That's very specific. Stained. Stained with our blood. Stained with something. Here's a thing. Here's an interesting thing. So people use this line here. It's seen quite a few crashes. They try to use that as evidence that Chris has removed their soul before. And I don't know, there's a lot of reasons they could own a little cage like this, and I don't agree with that at all. I think that's a whole bunch of hogwash. The labels have faded and there's no green. Was Wayward Vagabond here? Who knows? It's only you. Say ominously. There are many books. Blah 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 blah. All the snails, and a signed copy of The History of Humans and Monsters by Gerson Boom. We know nothing about that yet. I ain't green enough, that's all. I was making the thumbnail, and I had to fill the Spamton image with a green to get rid of a white outline. I was tempted to leave it at that, to be like, and then put I ain't green enough. But I know only you would understand. I know. A gallon-sized container of pet shampoo. That's interesting that it's specifically pet shampoo and not monster shampoo. And that makes me wonder about the state of the world of Deltarune, because we really don't know what the dynamic between humans and monsters is here. Cookie cutters for gingerbread monsters and gingerbread humans. So, already interesting that what's it called? The UI here looks exactly like that of Undertale, and it's going to change soon. Guys, look, it's Tenor. It's Tenor, the TV. It's not Mike. Book of Hymns. Already got the themes of religion, which is interesting. Here we go. Chris, is it a beautiful day, is it not? The sun is shining, the birds are singing. On days like these, kids like you. Anyway, I hope it stays with an Asriel visits next week. Well, Toriel, do I have bad news for you? Will he still enjoy coming home to this little town? I don't think he's ever coming home. You'll know that about me. By y'all, I mean 20. One viewer. 20's gonna stick with me throughout the whole thing. I did post the link to this. Oh, shut up! I did post a link to this in the Luco server and on my Twitter. Obviously, no one ever looks at my Twitter except 20. And sometimes Oddity, but that's about it. So that was a bit of a long shot. I do have Deltarune oomps, though, so that's the weird part. Alphys. I always thought it's weird that Alphys is a teacher in this world. That's different. That's different 20. Because obviously Alphys is the royal scientist in Undertale, and I think it's so strange that she's a teacher in this world, because she never really felt like she would be a teacher in Undertale. She didn't really have that, pardon me, that vibe about her. Now, of course, we are drawing parallels here between her being the replacement royal scientist, and obviously here she's replacing Gerson, which is very, very interesting that it's Gerson specifically. There's not really anything interesting between these. Oh, we got Birdley. Chris, late again, I see. I'm not going to read everything. Darkington, the most important Deltarune character. Like, he's canonically the most popular in the world of Deltarune. Maybe he could be popular in our world too. Well, I gave her a British voice in my original playthrough, which you should not watch, but my original playthrough of Deltarune Chapter 2 is kind of I don't like it. It's not good. But... For 3. Yes, ask, please. Please ask. I was watching the Snapcube playthrough the other day, and I don't really like... I like Penny's voices, but I don't really like her voice for Chris. It feels like way too much like that friggin' headcanon video where they headcanon Chris as sounding like friggin' Rantaro, which is just so... I don't like Chris having that deeper voice. Obviously, they're still a teen. I don't think they'd have a voice like that. Real Snapcube. I really like Penny's voice for Sweet Captain Cakes. That's probably one of my favorite voices for those characters. Voice for Susie was kind of funny. So we got Susie. We got some interesting stuff to bring up about Susie later. I have some images saved in preparation. So prepare for those. Obviously, most of the stuff I have is Spamton related, because of course it is. Spamton is just a bottomless hole of lore. Well, Susie and I... That's not my Noelle voice. The whole thing is, Susie seems to have been presented as like the class bully, but the more you kind of look into it, the more she just kind of seems like a introvert. Kind of like Chris, but she's more like... When Chris is like, ew, people. Susie's like, ew, people! Spamton, yes, in my Spamton folder. We don't talk about the Spamton folder. Another time, could you say... That sounds like saying gay. Could you say hi to her for me? I need to work on my Noelle voice. I need to work on a lot of my voices. I say that all the time. There's not really much else here. Also, aside from egg... Why do you have an egg, Temmie? Very, very interesting. God, we've not been talking about a lot of lore here. Eating chalk. This is obviously foreshadowing for the fact that she's not fed properly. Chris, sorry, not Chris. Temmie knows Gaster. Temmie's scarier than Gaster. Sorry, who is Gaster? Who's Gaster? I don't know who that is. Worst Temmie voice ever. I'm sorry, that was my impression of real Temmie, not game Temmie. Let me tell you a secret. Quiet people piss. You can't say that. You know, that's a curse word in England. We do have some more to talk about the relationship between Chris and Susie, even before the game starts. Obviously, I'm gonna pull my devil trigger. So how do you feel about getting vor? Just kidding. Thinking of that drawing of thick Gaster doesn't... Please, no! 20, don't bring that, don't ever bring that up ever again in my chat. Please, never bring that up again. Never, ever. Oh, no! I don't want to think about that. That is like one of the worst pieces of Deltarune art I've ever seen, Undertale art. How does that sound good? Don't bother answering. If you haven't gotten it by now, your choices don't matter. Kept you waiting, huh? 20, yes, I'm banning you, 20. I was going to give you mod perms, but I don't think I can trust you anymore. Chris, you just skip school? Nah. This is interesting. Chris, if you skip school, your mom will have a heart attack. What a weird line for Susie to say. She's not terrible, is she? But she's just, I don't know. Oh, Chris Freaker. Just trying to have fun. Fun walking, yes. Hey guys, remember what's it called? The D&D theory. What a terrible theory. I never liked that theory. I was afraid it would be true when MatPat first made that. I was like, what if this is true? And I was like, surely Toby wouldn't make a game like that. Because it just... There's a little thing here called the suspension of disbelief, as Jaru says. And I just can't believe that Chris... Sorry, why am I saying Chris instead of Susie? I've done that several times now. I can't believe that Susie would, like, just play a game like that with Chris in the closet. That just sounds... It doesn't seem in character. Anyway, yeah, Oblivion theory, eh? Ain't that cool? That's not the last Alex Wondy Doodles theory we'll be talking about today. The floor, it's... Oh no! I feel like I had more to talk about in my last lore playthrough that never got uploaded, and never will be uploaded. I was gonna make notes, but I couldn't be bothered. Anyway. So... We have... There we go. This, First off, let's make a phone call. But it doesn't seem to be working. No shit. So I'll talk more about this when we first enter Castletown in Chapter 2. Because there's something interesting that happens there, but... The Dark Worlds seem to, like, be, like, intrinsically tied to Gaster. And I'm not really sure how. Because, obviously, there's the whole world machine theory. But the question is, how does the Dark World specifically tie to Gaster? Because the general idea is that the Dark World is like a lower layer, or like some unseen force that you kind of pull out from the ground, and that is the source of Deltarune's magic. But obviously, if Gaster's created this survey program, this world machine, then how is he tied to the Dark Worlds particularly? Because obviously, look at the border of the text. That looks very Gastery. It reminds me of the Gaster blasters, and it also reminds me of Sans' eye. But we're not going to talk about that part. Yeah. By second nature, you reach out and... Huh. Interesting. So, this didn't happen when I last played. Because obviously there's the idea, you're saving over Chris. You're taking them over. And that was in the first file that I did that. Which is very weird that it's happening in the second one. Who knows? This area is very strange, because we don't really know what it is. Like, this is... Obviously, this area doesn't have a name, and it seems to be fundamentally connected to, like, the legend, kind of, I guess, if we're gonna think about Ralsei's castle as well. I'm getting kind of tired. I'm gonna stick this through as much as I can. What are these? Easy. It's the glass panels that appear when you walk over them. My favorite Deltarune Undertale joke. Then we got this, eh? Some may think it's chalk. Other people may think it's piles of Asriel's dust. And the funny part is that I think the latter's more likely. And we actually learned recently in a teaser for Chapter 3, these things appear in Chapter 3 at the start, which is so weird. Why would that be the case? Because we don't have chalk, I don't think, in our house. At least, no, we have crayons, not chalk. I'm thinking of what's in the drawers. So, get what they want. They want you to die. Uh-oh, so this is interesting. This track gives off such, what's the word? Like, early RPG vibes. You kind of hear it. No hit run, no hit run. Hello, I know you, I think. How are you today? I knew posting the link in Luco's server would be a good idea. No hit run, no hit run, chat, no hit run. Yeah, I know, another person. Isn't that crazy? I remember when I live streamed Yume Tuki a while back, and one person showed up to it and then left immediately. So this is interesting. You're wondering what is in the light world that would create this, and my idea is that Chris and Asriel. Obviously, this is going off the Jaru Ralsei theory. Chris and Asriel will probably play in here a lot. Because, you know what, I am so scary. It's true. It's so true. And, like, Giza. Sorry, guys, I found out that's how that's pronounced. Don't like it? That's a shame. Is there a castle and a supply closet? Yeah. Chris seems to, like, be, like, major introvert and just he doesn't even like to interact with Noelle most of the time, as we learned from the Spamton sweepstake blogs. And like Asriel seems to be the only one that Chris gets along with, so I can imagine Asriel kind of just bringing Chris aside so they can play together in here, because it's like, I feel like it's a kind of safe space for Chris. Obviously, I'm making so much up here. This is all like pure conjecture based on, like, little to no information. No. It's a really nice prophecy. I think you quite like it. Yeah. You've heard it already? Yes. Rehearsed it so much. Fountain? Fountain? You mean like the water bubbler or something? So this is another thing I was doing research on. The darkness has a weird connection to water in the ocean, and I've got a thing up on the internet to look at that, which we'll look at eventually. The fountain. It's the dark world form. Yeah, why is it? It's a dark fountain. People never really talked about that at first. It's literally a fountain. No. We'll talk about the legend, don't worry. There's a reason I'm saying no.
Ho, ho, ho! I'm the bad guy.
That guy?
You know, teardrop-headed kid from the legend.
This is interesting. How does he know that? I don't know. I feel like I swear I had a thought for this, and I just don't remember it. God, worst lore playthrough ever. So the idea is that obviously Ralsei has told Lancer about the legend.
Stay out of this, kind boy.
Can you hold off? I want to hear this kid. Funny. So I feel like Ralsei and Lancer's probably met before. Yeah.
Gotta go east and seal our dark fountain. They'll stop darkness from covering the world. Roll and be great.
Gonna head right in. So there's another theory I want to bring up as well, that the actual Dark Prince mentioned in a legend isn't Ralsei, but Lancer. And that's definitely not the case. I think Lancer would be a very sucky hero, because he can barely exist outside of his own dark world. So, yeah, we're fighting, I forgot. They haven't fixed that yet. In Chapter 2, the tech sounds do play in the battles, but for some reason in Chapter 1 they don't, and they still don't. I swear, the game was supposed to update, and it hasn't for me. I'm not sure why. Because I know, I was playing yesterday. Apparently there's... The main change I know is that Swatch got a new sprite in Castle Town, and it's not changed for me. Kill Lancer! Kill the child. Just kidding, chat. Toby forgot. Yes, he did. Right. Here he is. Asriel's dust made into a darkner. Am I right, guys? I brought a very large water bottle with me. I've not been drinking very well.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ralsei.
That's not my Ralsei voice. My Ralsei voice is British. We gotta talk about Ralsei. Sure, 20, stop. I don't have any subjects. Whole life for you two to arrive. And how long have you been in here, Ralsei? I'd wager 2 days. Just kidding. I think that yes, you should be. You should be very sorry. I think this dark fountain in the closet has existed for quite a while. I'd say as far back as when Asriel was first supposed to leave for college / university. So we are gonna do this. Yes, that's your soul, the culmination of your being. So people are already pointing this out, that there's so many parallels between Ralsei and Flowey. They say this exact line is the first thing they say. And obviously there's the obvious parallel here is that they're both created from Asriel. But people seem to be a bit mixed on what Ralsei's specifically based off. Oh, I just got the worst acid reflux. Ugh. Hate to the world. And that TP. TP. I can't say that. Pain is necessary. Well, there's no harm in a thorough lesson. See, his text sound disappeared. Oops. Have you done this before? Yes. People forget. Toby Fox quite literally marketed this game as a game that's intended for people who have completed Undertale. I know I shouldn't be bringing that up. Fall asleep and we'll win peacefully. As if I would do that. Fine, we'll hug the dummy. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of different dialogue options. Skip all that. Nothing interesting there. The great door is opened. I feel like he's feigning surprise here. Are you going to kill Jevil? I will kill Jevil, yes. Plus, he has more interesting dialogue when he is killed, quote-unquote. Journey foretold exactly by the prophecy, eh? That's very strange. How does he know that? Deltarune in a time loop theory confirmed? Question mark? We can manage that. I believe this tale may have a happy ending. Otherwise, I fear that you may not find the result favourable. In the end, what you choose is up to you. As long as you're happy with it, I'm happy too. So, yeah, Ralsei seems to be pandering to us here, which is very interesting. And it seems like he already knows the outcome of what's going to happen. And obviously, the idea is yet another parallel is made between Undertale and Deltarune, that being they're stuck in time loops. Of course, the difference here is that you choose whether Undertale is stuck in a time loop, because you can leave it alone. But I feel like in Deltarune, it's kind of inevitable that it's going to be in a time loop. Oh, hey. And I'm tasty, but let's not get hasty, bro. See, you can't catch me. Never mind. I'm going to kill Rudin. I hate him. He's too normal. See? And they never die, which is very strange. I'm gonna ignore him. The dark candy, which these are based off marshmallow stickers, which is a very specific thing. Everyone already knows that, so I'm not really going to talk about the things people already know. Use my wrist protector, guys.
Hypothetical visit and invitation.
Necklace of Riddens blocks your path. See, Ralsei doesn't stop us from fighting, even though he wants us to go by peacefully. This is, that whole thing just makes me agree with the idea that Ralsei is the most morally good character in Deltarune. I don't really know how else to put it. Because, I mean, in Chapter 2, he literally wants to seal the fountain more than anyone. What is this guy? Going to take the top cake.
You missed me, Cecily.
Oh god, I don't like that damage sprite for Hathy. I suck. I've never been good at the attacking in this game. I'm supposed to be good at rhythm games. Jeez. 70 DAC Dawlish. Shut up. Don't be mean. Maze of Death. Fine, I'll put it on. Another interesting thing, they're all over there, which seems to make me think Susie just ignored this path and just walked over there. There's obviously a lot to talk about with Susie, because she doesn't seem to have any, like, relevance to the plot at large. It's more so, like, thematically, the way she just doesn't follow the rules and just kind of breaks the boundaries. Kind of. Noelle kind of does that too. Come on, that should have been a one-shot. God, it is a skill issue. Ow, my no-hit run, no! It's okay. We don't have to acknowledge that. That didn't happen. Oh yeah, I can't do this. Or? That can't be right. No way. Okay, I don't have much to say here. Just to spin the wind. Yes, it was Hero Brian. It was every man. He did it. You know, he's always in the attacks and all. I could speedrun this game if I wanted to. Huh. No. Oh, here we go. No. Violent tormentors night ally. The power of mean girls shines within you. He's far from it. Shorm! This guy. They are an absolute something of lore. Gotta get our 2 amber cards first. We can never forget the amber cards. Hands off. Can't even take nothing off Susie.
Welcome, travelers. My potions are too strong for you.
So, okay. Let's read their dialogue and then I'll start talking more about Sean.
The names seem pronounced Sean. And this is my little seep.
Ha ha ha. As I've heard at least 2 Let's Players do that and not get the joke. And it really annoyed me. Long ago, the darkness lived in harmony with the lightness. They were like gods to us, our protectors, our creators, those who gave us purpose. So I'm just wondering if this is in reference to, like, were dark fountains formerly, you know, like common knowledge in like ages and ages and ages ago? I have no idea, because then there's this. Then one day we were all locked away in this prison and the lightness never returned. Or is this just specifically referring to those in the abandoned classroom? Because obviously they don't use it anymore. So no wonder they'd be so bitter. I keep that in mind, actually. I think how much the darkners are used will reflect their attitudes towards the lightness, because those in the cyber world do not have this viewpoint of lightness. Embittered, the king took up arms and aims to take revenge upon the lightness that left us behind. Recently hope the lightness will return. We're getting more interesting stuff. Historically, the Cyber was ruled by the 4 kings from Card Castle to the east. But recently, a strange night appeared and 3 of the kings were locked away. That's interesting. Hold on. I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Give me a second. This break, yes. Hold on. I'm back. A donut with me. Hungry. I may make you a mod 20 soon, but it's a bit of a hassle, so I'll do it afterward. Anyway, here we go. So the night, this is the first mention of the night. No, it's the red text. I wonder if the night's going to be red. Which is, I know that's such a weird thing to focus on. But notice how this text is, it's coloured red, and later the strange someone that Shawn talks about isn't red. I saw what you posted, 20. You can't hide that from me. So obviously, I feel like the main takeaway from that is Gaster is not the knight. We've ruled out Gaster as the knight. I think that would be stupid anyway. But now that I'm realizing it's red now, I wonder if that connects it more to the Goner vessel. Maybe. Because obviously there's the soul in the beginning. If we're just to believe is a soul and not something else that looks like a soul, that was supposed to be implanted into that vessel. And obviously it's a red soul, so is our soul. This is just if it turns out Chris is the knight, which I think would be a very anticlimactic explanation. Because I don't think Knight's identity would be revealed in Chapter 2. Of course, unless Toby Fox is taking this story in a completely different direction. Oh god, this line's annoying. The remaining king put him and his strange son into power. And I think people are wondering if the him is supposed to be the knight. And I think this is just Shawn saying the remaining king put himself and his strange son into power, because no one else talks about the knight having a son. Unless it turns out, oh no, the knight's Oberon Smog and his son is Father Alvin. Yeah. Chaos. Heroes going to seal our fountain. Makes no difference to me. Yeah, that's interesting. So, obviously the main draw from this is Shawn seems to have the same knowledge that Jevil does, obviously because Jevil was telling them about how they were starting to view the world. And people think that because Shawn's collecting our shadow crystals, they're going to be one of the final secret bosses. And I think that just goes against everything Shawn has stood for so far, because they don't care about what happens. They don't care because they know the ultimate outcome, no matter what we do, will be the same. We're all going to fall to the roaring, and it'll just reset over and over, trying to find a solution or a different outcome, and we just can't. Anyway. Since I'm being violent in this route, I won't give you any money. How long have I been playing? Jesus, almost an hour. I've been taking my time. I'm not going to take as long as Jaru does in his lore playthroughs. Mm-hmm.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yum. My donut is very good. You sound like baby Santa Claus.
You mean, like, in a badass way?
No. Susie, that is a small child. He's probably like 10 or 9. Leave him alone. Maybe younger. She might be projecting here. True, 20, true. Yeah, I remember. There's a controversial scene. Merry Christmas! Easy.
Barry! They got Barry!
Oh, Jigsaw. Calculate this month's rent. Oh. See, that's skill. There we go. Dun, dun. Oh no. The instructions are vandalized. It says, "Thou'st fools! Thou will never figure it out now!" It says, "P.S. I make my own rules." RK. Rules card, or shall we say, Roaring Knight? Joking. Gaster. Gaster is everywhere. Yeah, Susie seems to make a lot of jokes about harming herself with, like, spikes and stuff, which I wonder if, like, it's something she's making out to be a joke, but it deep down she's, like, being, like, 100% serious, which is kind of sad. Obviously, the whole idea of Susie and her shitty home life, which we'll talk more about later, once we get the chance. I'm just gonna skip all this stuff and go. Pressing the wrong button. Easy. I feel like this track being so optimistic is creating a false sense of hope with this game. Easy. So yeah, I was talking before about the UI, the difference between that in the Dark and Light worlds. Oh, you have to go? Okie doke. I'm sure I'll survive without you, 20. I'll manage. But have a nice trip, though. I hope it goes well. I have to make do with everyone else. I know, it's so hard. This area. Step into the light. Of course, the light is a bad thing in here. Oh, no. Come on. Well, that was close. I did that the other day. Podman drew near. It's a weird enemy. That was close. Easy. No, we haven't really reached where most of the lore is just yet. I did notice the symbol on those statues, though. I can't tell what that is. Guys, look, it's a Homestuck reference. Okay, yeah. And since it's violence, we're going to take this one.
I don't think I'm allowed to say this one.
No. Tier 2 swear words. That's definitely not entered my general lexicon. Tell me has a new son. Power of the Sucky Squad shines within you. There's actually text here for failing to choose a team name, which I don't think is possible to get without exploiting. Damn it! Damn it! I usually do. I use this one. I do this one perfectly. See, watch, guys. Look at this skill. It's so easy. See, no problem at all. I'm so good. Oh crap! I screwed that up already. Or did I? Oh. Oh. Even the boss has been reduced to the king's peon. He said, Is that? Are they talking about C round? It's the only other one with a crown, and I can't imagine any other ones. Like, who knows? Chess/checkers joke. Pushes people to death. Here it comes. Oh, I remember we can't fight this one. I just remembered we can't do that. Sorry, I was about to start talking about the UI differences in the light world and the dark world. But basically, what was it? Yeah. Obviously, Wandy Doodles kind of acknowledged this, I think, in the Oblivion Theory doc. But basically, just the idea is, light world is just the mundane, and the dark world is the more fantastical one. And that also makes me wonder if, hypothetically, we were to get in a battle in the light world, I wonder if it would just look like a regular Undertale battle. Because obviously, the UI matches, why wouldn't the battles? I think that would be kind of fun. Leave. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I could read all that really fast. Susie is too eager to fight. Then what? Very interesting. Actually, that reminds me. I should probably buy. If I'm fighting, I should probably go buy the spooky sword. I kind of forgot to do that. I don't need that. This is also another interesting thing I noticed, that Shawm's shop looks like it's stitched into the darkness, which I think's kind of cool. Does it have any deeper significance? Who the heck knows, man? I feel like I'm not talking as much as I should be for a video like this, but it's just that we haven't found anything yet. I could just ramble about what we've already been talking about, but there's a specific time where I want to get to the other stuff. Dark shit squad. I like how Lancer just slides everywhere. Oof. Oh wait, Uber Eats. Damn it! Oh, that was so close. Hey, can you say Cobson will always... What is this? Do I want to say that? What is this? This have some... deep hidden meaning that I don't want to know the definition of, the meaning of. What is this? Hold on a second. What have you just tried to get me to say? What does this mean? I don't understand. I don't know what this means. I'm sorry, pillar chase? What is all of this coming from? Who knows? I'm not really interested. Easy. Ice brace. Here we go. And you shout out Warrior Z. Hello, Warrior Z. Yeah, this is my taste gaming style shout out. I'm just gonna say your name and nothing more. Oh yes, one hit. Oh wait, that's wrong. Oh wait, I remember now. So none of them are clubs, so it's got to be that. And there's the Clover boss fight, which is a very strange character. Later on, they complain that you beat them up, and she's acting like she didn't attack us first, so she can't really say anything. And that was always strange to me. Yeah, goodbye, idiot. Talk to Malleus. I like how I always told myself I'm not going to be like Luco and read every single chat message, and that's what I've been doing. Sure. I'm getting kind of tired. It sucks. I want to play through both chapters. I don't know if I'll be able to in one video. I might have to try and have notes prepared next time. I don't know why. Every time I read Blox's dialogue, it's always in, like, a female voice. And I'm not 100% sure why that is. Like, you know, typical anime tomboy or something like that. I don't know. These things. We're gonna go straight for the key. Might as well. Hey, remember when Matt Pack couldn't see this part? That was funny. Oh great. Get out of here. Meow. Snatter, what's the matter? I'm not doing that again. I like how this area has like a completely different like track and everything, but like the general aesthetic between this and the field is pretty much the same, only there's more trees. Crash machine. Since we're doing violence route, I'm actually not going to make the duck like I did in Pacifist. It's cool. It's just that. It looks so bad. There. I don't know what I've just made. Did I also just say I have a knack for it? I can't tell. Even looks kind of cool. Yeah, it's just a bunch of circles and a little bit of laser. That's all it is. Okay. Guys, oh man, it's the Star Walker, not the original. Hold on, we gotta get Star Walker. We can't not get Star Walker. Hey, do you guys hear that? Hold on. What are the deep lore implications of Star Walker? I'm not quite so sure myself. Are you serious? I made one bump and I didn't get him. See, I'm a little rusty at this game. Hate to say it. See, and then we catch up to it so much quicker, which is so weird. Favorite character. I love Star Walker. Revolve around the center and look carefully, eh? Revolve like the world? And there's this dialogue here.
How'd you know that was there, Chris?
So that could just be a joke about us already having played, but I wonder how important that is. It's obviously the idea of, you know, time loop. Then again, I wonder how time loop would fit into us, because hypothetically, if it wasn't a time loop, then why have we been, like, thrown into the middle of it? Unless this is the first go-around, but I don't know if that is the case. There's a game I'm playing, another game I'm playing on my channel. I think that game might have the same sort of plot. Greetings from India. Hello, Caden. How are you today? Good? I hope so. I was talking to someone from India the other day too. Well, of Indian descent, sorry, not they don't live in India, but oh, holy crap, this thing looks terrible. This will be tough, but let's try our best. Nope. That looks kind of sad. What are the deep lore implications of Thrash Machine? Crushed into dust. Crushed into dust? Crushed into dust? Crushed into piles of Azrael's dust? What? Guys, did you hear that? So you can't, if you defeat Susie in this, it's kind of pointless. Other than the fact that it makes her stop attacking. but you have to defeat Lancer. You have to beat up the small child. Who has a lot of XP for a small child, to be fair. Perfect.
Oh, my guts hurt!
That looked like it should have hit me. Whoa. I keep trying to press it too early. You might really hurt. You're the one who fought us, okay? And sure, Lancer is a small child, but he attacked me. And that's what matters. Me when a baby accidentally throws a piece of food at me. Do you want to die? Yeah, that's okay, Susie, because I don't in this route. We're going to be fighting. Pacifism's for losers, am I right, guys? Okay, okay, okay. I forgot to talk about this before. So these doors, when it kind of activates, quote unquote, they look just like the Sans door in Undertale, in the door of his room. Which, obviously, I feel like the simple conclusion to reach from that is that Sans is a Darkner, or is involved in the Dark World somehow. Obviously, I don't agree with that. I think that's, I don't know. I feel like an even simpler answer is that Toby's just reusing an asset, but we don't like the simplest answers. We like the more convoluted, more in-depth, quote-unquote, answers. And obviously, Gaster and Sans have a connection. Why else does Sans use the items that are named in the files Gaster blasters? So maybe it's not Sans that they're connected to, but Gaster. And who knows, man? I've got a lot of thought on Sans and his role in Deltarune, which I'll get more to when we first meet him. He's got some very interesting dialogue. And his role, I think, is my idea for what Sans is going to do. I don't think I've heard anyone else really talk about. No hit run, no hit run. We're going to ignore the few times I've been hit already. We don't have long left. I think I will just do chapter 1, and then I'll do chapter 2 another time if I feel like it. Obviously, I feel like this video is a flop. Imprisoned for eternity. That sounds like it might take a while. I forgot my Ralsei voice. I just forgot. Life cannot exist without consuming. Even the moss drinks water. Perpetuate the cycle of existence? Hi, Oddity. How are you doing? How are you doing? We're just going to ignore that I said that. So, by playing Deltarune, we are quite literally perpetuating the cycle of existence, which could be such a huge reach. I mean, that's right down our old friend Alex wanted to do those alley with huge reaches. I didn't say that out loud. But, you know, I kind of agree with that, the idea that he explores a lot of really interesting ideas in Oblivion Theory, but some of the final conclusions are a bit, Like, Player Angel is not an idea I like. Because why would a religion focus around the player who's just been thrust into the middle of this world's existence? Obviously, time loop theory, but the time loop seems to start in the middle of the world's existence, in the middle of its timeline, quote-unquote. You're fine? Good. I'm glad you're fine. You are very fine. Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna flirt in the middle of the stream, guys. Susie. You could think this is a very elaborate Susie breaking the rules because she's in a different room and she's still talking to us. I know that's probably a stretch. Well, it also might not be. I don't have any strong feelings towards that idea, so... Go. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. You worried about Susie? Yes. Regardless of how you may feel, I thought you respected our choices, Ralsei. Let's take a moment. Close your eyes, think about what she's doing now. What is Ralsei talking about with Chris while he does this? Who knows? I don't know if I have any strong ideas of what they're talking about. Aside from maybe there's an idea that Ralsei maybe instructed Chris to create the Chapter 3 fountain. Don't know why he would, because he doesn't like the idea of the fountains, aside from his own, which is curious. It's a very controversial scene incoming. Don't have much to say. Hold on, I need a drink. Yeah. Anyone really want to be my friend anyway? Oh, hush. What? Shut up. Oh, this isn't the part. This was mentioned in the Deltarune Until was it 6th anniversary live stream? I think it was. Notice where the soul's going. That's where Chris is. Chris is over there. So why is it this? It's very strange. And he specifically said it's not a bug. It's an intentional design choice. So wherever the perspective seems to switch to, Chris seems to be the at the core of it all. With their heart, their soul, sorry. Come on, I just want to. We get more interesting stuff after this fight. Die. As he murders a child. Just kidding. You man. Aw. Trapping us in here, he's not perpetuating the cycle. That's cool. I just made that up right now. So that's why, okay, Chris? Well, that's why what? That's why what? That's why what? The heart of a hero? Haha. I'm kind of bloated right now. I may have woken up with food poisoning from when I was getting my hair dyed yesterday. I ordered me and my friend food, and we may have both woken up feeling a bit icky. I messaged them being like, "Hey, I may or may not have got food poisoning," and they were like, "I might have too. My tummy feels funny." Oh, I don't feel amazing right now. But I felt compelled enough to make this stream, even though I've really not been talking much, and I kind of sucks. I'm sure Jaru would be delighted to discuss the deep lore implications of our good friend Golden Sam. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine, Oddity. Don't worry about it.
I'll never make another word search. Promise.
You're terrifying, yes. We kill people. For those who are curious, for those who are not in the know, my hair is now the colour, I'd either say of a black currant flavoured throat sweet or of Kokichi Oma.
It's a lie.
I'll put my fan on. A bit warm. If the mic's picking up my fan, let me know. Hurt him? Yes, because that's what we're going to do. Remember about groveling like total losers. See, she says that like we've not been fighting this whole time. Plot hole, Toby Fox? That was another thing I forgot to talk about. Earlier, Chris's description said, body contains a human soul, which is very, very ominous. The Prince. Ah, see, these change as well. I don't like how the TP symbol over there has a little red dot. That's always bothered me. Just wait a sec. Kept you waiting, huh? When next we find an enemy, tell me what to do, I'll listen to you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you to murderize them. You can keep smashing heads, Susie. That's perfectly fine. Aw, cute. Anyway, let's go find lore guy. Bless me. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I'm not doing that. Thank you, Oddity. What the hell? Wanted to play a game, just like me. They lost the chase and locked up their entire race. What chase? The chase is on. You come into Jevil fight. I've not got the last. I've only got 2 pieces of the key right now. I don't have the Sean key yet. Don't need any help. I'll show you what it means to be free, freedom, eh? Okay, let's play a game. But we're gonna go. We're gonna go straight to that. Also, welcome, OJ. Let's go to Sean. I went to the key. I already got the key piece, the other key pieces ahead of time because I'm very. I like to get ahead of myself. Yeah, there's been a lot of people streaming it recently. And I think it's because Chapter 3 and 4 are coming out soon, so people are trying to, get ahead and prepare themselves, or just people who haven't played it yet. Talking about him. Yeah. It could be troublesome if he was left alone. Obviously, interpretations of this line, either he's just going to go more and more stir-crazy if he's stuck in there alone with himself for a while. Or, if we leave him in there, maybe something else will happen. But it's not as if whatever happens will matter in the end. Yep, because it's all going to end the same. Thank you, Sean. There's actually a piece of dialogue here that I discovered for the first time a few weeks ago. This is after they have a like. I can't speak. Jesus, I'm speaking too fast. They have a unique piece of dialogue after you've opened the door to Jevil, but you haven't beat him yet. And I just never knew about that, because it's such a specific scenario. Yeah, let's fix the key anyway. The J-shaped key. So, I don't know if you all know this, but I'm very good at the Jevil fight. And there's a very unlikely chance that I will die here. Yes, also we are doing violence. Yeah, I know. Every time I play this game, I find new dialogue when I think I've brute forced everything. It's strange, but oh well. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Easy. Yo, we will go to the. We'll find rules shop first. Anything interesting in here? No, they don't have anything to say to me. Nothing to expand the lore. The Count Bleck castle, the Castle Bleck aesthetic we've got here. I got bonked to death. Yes. Thou'st fools! That's not my rules. It's my favorite character, Ruxel's card. Ha 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 ha. Lost? Frightened? Confused? Good! Rules hates goody-goodies and he hates bookworms! Anyway. Was there something down here? Yes, there's a chest. There's the club sandwich. See, I know this game inside and out like the back of my hand, which says a lot about me as a Deltarune fan. Even up until like a few weeks ago, I hadn't played it in forever. Yes, she does have Rouge Buster. I keep forgetting about that. Why does Head Hathy smiles when you attack her? That's very strange. Oh, no. My no-hit run! Oh, God, I am not doing well today. I've lost my edge. There we go, easy. Hathy will never forget what you've done. In a good way? In a bad way. So, that's very weird that, that we seem to be told, because now, Hathy's dialogue seems to be told through the narration, and Susie seemed to interact with that, which is very, very weird. I played a few times in preparation for the new chapters. I died to Jevil 20 times, just like old times. Ah, well, I may be about to serve you a piece of humble pie in a few moments. Actually, I've played Jevil's fight so many times. Also, this is another thing people brought up. Rules has a weird mouth, and people think he might be related to Gaster in some way. I obviously don't think that's the case, because, well, he is a Darkner, and it's literally shown in Chapter 2 that he is the Rules card. So, you know, unless Gaster being a Rules card, there's some super deep symbolic reason for that, but I don't agree. Welcome to my shop, you ungrateful worms. Well, he had messed up teeth. Well, yeah, but it's like there's a line going down from the top of his mouth to the bottom, because it extends past his teeth. Yeah, well, people also think Rules is the knight, OJ, so, you know. There we go. I don't know if Rules has anything important to tell us. Oh. I bought another Amber card for no reason. it has. There's a lot of I swear, as the years go by, the Deltarune theories are getting more and more far-fetched. There. I bought it from you and I'll sell it back. Anyway, let's go fight Jevil. That must have been a pain to program, any characters who are stuck down here. Having to go up all the time. I think Toby constantly talks about how having, like, followers has been, like, such a pain to, like, accommodate for. Hitless Jevil... Hitless, I don't know about. I could do near hitless Jevil. I think, like, the least amount of times he's hit me is, like, 2 in one fight, and that's what I've managed so far, but I will probably do it first try. Door key in front of the door. So... let's go. Here he is. The little guy who people thought was a monkey at first, I think. Some people did. After you, I can play with everyone else, too! Never mind. Simple numbers game. See, and then he brings up HP. The only other person who's done that so far is Ralsei. So... makes me wonder if Ralsei's been given a shadow crystal, which we've also not been we've not really talked about yet. Now, let the games begin. Weird ass neck. Well, there goes my hit list. I need to stop pressing shift. I don't know why. I think that's going to give me some some friggin' tactical advantage. Here we go. That's all you sinners. Oh, there goes another. There goes another. Damn it, I'm screwing up already. How did you dodge the rings around so easily? It's easy. Wait, can you not hear the music? Hold on. Let me... oh my god, you can't hear the music. I have no idea why that's the case. Hold on. Oh, what have I done? Oh, this is such a pain. It was not deliberate, no, and no one mentioned anything before. 20 didn't say anything. Hold on, I don't want my phone to echo. That'd be horrible. It's showing up. The audio's showing up on my thing. Let me go into settings. Audio. God, oh, this is such a pain. Wait, I think I know what the problem is. Hold on. I think I figured it out. There we go. Okay, so turns out you can't record anything on the stream, any audio, in different audio channels. That's the answer, which I had no idea until now. So, anyway, let me know if the music's too loud or anything.
I can do anything.
Easy. Smells like chaos! This attack's kind of annoying. Shite.
I can do anything.
Trying to wait for Ralsei to naturally regenerate. I guess I've got plenty of stuff, so... I think he likes the Heart's Diamond? Yes, he does. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. I lost track of its thingy for a second there. Do I want to use the top cake? I don't know if I do. Nice! Oh, wow. That was lucky. That was so lucky.
Anything.
Damn it, no Everyman. I don't remember the last time I saw Everyman in this attack.
I never had such fun!
Uh-oh. Come on. Easy. Oh, here we go. This attack gets really annoying sometimes. Wow, I just...
Even Devil's Knife is smiling!
Oh. Oh. Oh! I was not doing that right. There is a way to do that, and I completely forgot. How, you ask, OJ? Skill and practice. Lots and lots of practice. Defend for now. I notice when this happens, the heart ones almost never appear. Damn.
Enough! You kids tired me up!
Something terrible is coming. I wonder if it's possible to defeat him before he activates the Neo Chaos attack. I don't know if that's what it's called, but... Oh, wow. I usually no-hit some of this stuff easily, but I'm messing up today. Oh, just wait until the Spamton fight. I don't know if I'm going to be doing both chapters in one video. I'm getting kind of tired. His neck is so strange. This body cannot be killed! I mean, we don't kill him. We technically don't kill him. Here we go. This is the way. There we go. Rude damage. Rude is my favorite element. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. See, hypothetically, how slow this attack is, it should be easy to dodge, but I think I got ahead of myself. There we go. See, first try, guys. Also, thanks for subscribing, OJ. I didn't notice that until now.
Fast, fast, strong, strong. There, yet faster, yet stronger. The hand of the night is drifting forward. Soon the queen returns, and hell's roar bubbles from the depths.
Now, that's an interesting line, because not only does this foreshadow Queen... remember my early Queen Toriel theory, which completely got thrown out the window, thank God. We're getting a lot of parallels between the darkness and the, like, water, and it's so strange. Obviously, bubbles from the depths. Depths is usually in reference to, like, the ocean. And bubble, well, like a geyser. Like the dark geyser.
Take me and do your strongest.
Shadow Crystal and the Devil's Knife. Right. Yeah, that's for you. Bust a TP down, that's cool. Let the games begin, am I right? Let me see if I can bring it up, hold on. I have it. I have it open. One second. There we go. So, this is something that was brought up a while back. It dives in the ocean connection to the deluge myth and the knight's goal. What? And this kind of you thought the vessel making place was called the depths. Well, that whole thing is called Gonamaker, and it's the image in the background which is called depths, and it's the same image that's used in the Dark Fountain. Obviously, that being water makes a lot of sense. And then, oh god, my theorist brain's just like, I've I've greased my gears with WD-40. So let's just kind of skim this. Progressive develops Dark World. The sound of waves can be heard. See, the exact sound that plays ocean.gg, OGG. It's so interesting. Onion San also mentions a song coming from under the water deep. And the old song coming from the sea. Ugh! See, it's so interesting, but what does it mean? The Dark Fountain, definitely associated, connected with waters, in other words, watery chaos. But why ocean and water specifically? When the fountains fill the sky, all will fall into chaos. The Titans will take form of the fountains. Royal Contemporary says, politics event. Yeah. Too many fountains summoning great chaos merits tension. It implies that too many fountains, in other words, too much water, it will result in a deluge. The deluge myth from the Genesis flood narrative, also known as Noah's Ark from Hebrew mythology. This is where it might be stretching a little, but it's the general idea I kind of agree with. The fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of heaven were opened. Ugh! Great deep. Water from the ground causing the flood, or springs or geysers. And before you complain, geyser is the official pronunciation. I did look it up. They stab the ground. The dark fountain bursts out of it. Regarding chaos, the word of chaos in game doesn't only mean disorder or mayhem. The other definition of chaos is the formless matter supposed to have existed before the creation of the universe. And obviously, this is also reference to thinking Greek mythology with primordial chaos. Also, I never thought about all mentions of oceans. Yeah, neither did most people. I don't remember who brought this up. It might have been Jaru, who, like, really, like, popularized the connection between darkness and water. I don't remember. Oh, Jaru mention. My credibility instantly tanks. The roaring of the angels' heaven could be parallel to the Great Flood. If the roaring does parallel the deluge myth, we could affirm a true goal of the night. The night's goal is also a parallel to God's reason for causing the deluge. The knight is simply playing as God with the fountains. The knight wants to cause a recreation. Oh. Perhaps the knight intends to have a world entirely created by their will, or the will of the knight, and that could be the phenomenon that causes the angel's heaven. The knight could have stumbled upon or discovered the true nature of the dark fountains, the ability to create a world based on your will from chaos void substances. This also a chance for their new world, the angel's heaven, to become a reality. And for this to happen, the knight summons multiple dark fountains to flood the earth. Then that calls into question why they're doing it one fountain a day, which is very, very strange. From the legend, the sky will run black terror and land crack with fear. Yeah. The earth will draw her final breath, implies that the earth has a fully drowned by the dark fountain's watery chaos, which then results in opening the angel's heaven. This is how the knight will succeed in its goal. Blah 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 blah. The knight's ultimate vision of pursuing a recreation of the world. This ties really well into what Gaster's intentions for the world might be, especially if we're believing time loop theory. That it's just repeating over and over and over. The Titans, Harbingers, yeah. We could also have the possibility of the knight being unaware of this, yet cling to a false hope that they could create the world they've always yearned for. Which could even parallel the ideology of, his name's not Chaos King. His name's not Chaos King! That's not his name! Or perhaps already the dangers that will... These are all just speculations of my own... Yeah. Does that mean the knight is fully evil? I wouldn't say so. It really depends on why they're doing it, and we just don't know enough yet. And this post kind of got buried. Not enough people were talking about this 3 years ago. Oh. Anyway, let me just remember to hide that again. Here we go. But that's so interesting, isn't it? And there's more connections to the ocean. Like, there's a recently there was the update to the Spamton sweepstakes. That's just a theory. And there seems to be something that's going to appear in the Chapter 4 Dark World. And it looks like a tree that's floating, and it looks like water. And we don't know what that is. We don't know what it is. I think this was related to the page where the URL was lost where the forest would grow. Again, we don't know enough. I think people mainly think that's connected to Des. And oh boy, I have some very rough thoughts on Des. Because Des is such an unknown quantity in this game. Anyway. The control crown? Anyway, let's just speed through this. There's no deep lore with K Round, aside from him being crowned. Haha. Easy. Hold on, there's this really funny thing here that we can do. Ah, she blows. It's going off to live a better life now. There she blows. Moby Dick quote. Ocean? Question mark. I'm joking. This is how I know it's put on Crowned. Yes. Did you not know about that? There's so many things in this game that people don't know about because it's just so hard. Also, this is something I need to talk about, this room, because we still don't know the explanation of what this is. So, obviously, King's throne room. It seems to have been damaged in a struggle. A struggle with who? The simple answer, always bring up the simple answer first, is that after the night appeared, the king fought with the other kings, and this is the result. But this just seems to be a Spade King throne room, or the Spade throne room. And obviously, I don't know if there's other castles for like the Diamond Castle and the Heart Castle and whatnot, because they all seem to have rooms in this castle. I'd assume not. So, yeah, it's very strange. I'm wondering if maybe the knight actually entered this dark world and fought the king, and then the king kind of realized how powerful the knight is. And maybe the knight told him its intentions, but we just can't say for certain. We don't know if the knight has actually entered these worlds, because it seems like it's not entered the cyber world. Because we'll get to that when I do that. It's Gaster. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not Gaster.
Even better.
I am a Gaster truther. I know Gaster is, like, intrinsically connected to the story of Deltarune, but he's not the knight. That would be such a cop-out, I think. I think Gaster is, I don't know how to put it. He's kind of... He seems to be pulling the strings, but not necessarily in an antagonistic role, or at least it doesn't seem that way. Also, there's 2 out-of-place pixels on this map, and it really bothers me. Look up on the fountain, there's one there, and there should be one on the floor somewhere. I think Susie or Ralsei might be standing on top of it. You have failed. They have poisoned you with their sentimentality. I was considering reading all the dialogue again, but I just do not have the energy. What did you say? Okay, Gundam. Don't let him splatter. I shall all keel over and die. I'm funny.
Don't listen to him, Susie. He'll... Stop me anyway.
Just kidding. Now watch. Oh, there's the other out-of-place pixel. Susie was on top of it. To you. Haha. Such a bizarre design. But I like the Kanotine's designs. God, it bothers me so much that the dialogue sounds aren't in the Chapter 1 battles. I know it's probably nitpicky, but it's the fact that they are in Chapter 2. I thought he would have fixed it. How much TP do I need for that? 60. I can do this fight no hit, by the way, and I'm gonna try my best to. In the shadows, stripped of meaning, and. This attack, the fact that he's taking the box and manipulating it, it's all meta. It's so meta, because that didn't happen in Undertale. But the fact that it's taking control of something, it parallels the themes of Deltarune so well. I don't actually remember who brought that up. That was a while ago. Well, that's always stuck with me, that video. Trying to gain TP too. Red Buster. Oh wow. We have found fresh purpose. We have found fresh laundry. Speaking of, I think I have some drying I need to go pick up from my dryer. For the night has appeared. Hey, remember when Jacksepticeye plays this? And he interpreted this line as like, oh, so he's the knight! And got confused later. What an idiot. Just kidding. I don't want to be mean to Jack. People seem to be mad at other Let's Players when they misunderstand something, and you kind of can't blame them when they don't have as much knowledge of the game as you do. The knight that pulls the fountains from the earth. I always try and keep that in mind when I'm watching another Let's Play. And trust me, I have watched, like you, OJ, I've watched a lot of Deltarune Let's Plays. I've watched too many. Here we go. Holy fountains, whose shadows are creating a new world. Our world. Holy, eh? Obviously, we got links to the loose links to the angel there. The angel seems to be intimately linked with holiness. See our new purpose? Nah. Come on, we got this, guys. We might do it next turn, I think. So we'll be blanketed in darkness, and darkness shall rule it. But actively, like, trying to collect TP always screws me over. It's so funny. Oh, I could use Rude Buster, actually. There we go! Oh, yeah, hitless! The religious undertones of Deltarune never considered until I watched a theory about it. Yes, well, there is a church, and Chris's family is religious. I know it seems like just a throwaway thing, but I think it's way more important than we think. Obviously, their religion, from what little we know, literally like revolves around the angel, or their interpretation of it, and we don't know what that is. We don't know what it is yet. People think that we're the angel. I don't agree with that at all. I think that makes very little sense when you think about it for more than 2 seconds. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's also Noelle. Yes, the angel is definitely a teenage girl who was born normally into this world. I think there's a lot of potential angels. Like, okay, in Undertale, the angel was it was said to be something that will empty the underground, and there wasn't really a concrete explanation for it. So either the angel could have been Asriel, who breaks the barrier, or it could be you, who kills everyone. And it could be the same with Deltarune. There's various different interpretations of the angel. Obviously, we don't know what their interpretation of the angel is in Deltarune. We don't know it yet. We don't know if it's the same. Obviously, they're not trapped underground, so it can't be the same. But I think there is one concrete angel, especially when you start hearing, like, Spamton talking about heaven and talking to heaven. I know I need to, like, really write these thoughts down. I was thinking of, like, having notes along with me, but I just couldn't be bothered. I don't have a lot of time to be doing things like that because my mind is so scatterbrained. None of us really want to fight, Ralsei says. I've literally battered everyone in this dark world. That sounds lovely. Wonder if there's the parallel to universal mother theory is universal father theory. Everyone, the way everyone responds to King is how they respond to their own father, which I don't agree with. I made that up just now. But imagine if that was the case. Never better. His smile in that sprite is kind of creepy, and I kind of like it. It's time to have some fun with Uncle Samson. What? I know, I just spewed a whole bunch of words that don't mean anything to anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. As you cast us back into obscurity? Yes.
Just kidding. I'm joking. Please don't kill me.
Let me tell you a secret. Quiet, people. Piss! Ren.
Susie! You came back for me!
I'm trying to remember my Chris voice. My Chris voice is like... I don't know. It depends. I need to find when Chris kind of sort of says something. Meant me not to kill you. Just wait a second. Hey, that sound effect is, are we going to make frozen chicken in Chapter 2? I will, but not in this run. I'm going to do a separate run for that. So I'm going to do... I've already done a pacifist route. I did that a few days ago, not on recording. This one's just going to be the violence route, and then third is going to be Snowgrave. And I'm going to do any weird routes, any subsequent weird routes, if there are to be any, in that save. Also, I'm trying to do different things in all of them. You sweet little pumpkin. What was I just talking about? I forgot. Oh yeah, that's the sound effects that played then when Ralsa used Pacify on King was very... Oh, that's the sound effect that plays when you deactivate the barrier in the Queen's basement. I swear I've heard it in Undertale somewhere. Oh, yes. This isn't a world where kindness always wins, is it? No. Sometimes it's people you just gotta fight, yeah. Kinda beat up your dad. We didn't kill him, that's what matters. You clownlings. One of the guys you're fighting my dad. Have Ely volunteers help you? Everybody just caught the freakouts. No sweet goodbyes today, gentlemen and ladies and other. Yes.
We have we're only bad guys, so we only have bad buys.
I don't remember that line. I don't do this route very often, to be fair. I do the pacifist route more often. Oh, here we go. Why does his hands suddenly appear? Asriel. Just kidding. Lancer is the best, it's true. Lots of yummy cakes. He says as he only makes one next chapter. You lied to me. So we're gonna talk more about what Ralsei is in chapter 2. What in the mansion, once we get to that. I won't do that just yet. I think I'll probably do it tomorrow, maybe. I was gonna do this all in one video, but I don't have the energy. I really don't. Here we go. Yeah, so there's the ocean. There's the depths image there as well. Sorry. Very, very interesting. It's interesting that they create the Dark Fountain in the Light World, and it's still in the Dark World in a specific place. I know that's weird. Also, looks like a spade in there. I know that's I don't think that's intentional. And a little X there too. The very soul was glowing. Interesting that Chris is the only one who can seal the fountains. Is it because they have a human soul? Maybe. Or is it because they're possessed by the soul of their dead brother? Question mark? We'll get more into that later. In another time. We're just going to talk about what's in the immediate.
It was a shared dream, Susie. We haven't had the same dream.
Oh god, OJ is just now discovering that Asriel is dead theory. Oh boy, do I have a story for you. Anyway, there's something interesting stuff in here. So obviously, unused classroom was then turned into the Card Castle Dark World. And all of this stuff became darkness. And then there's this, which is so strange. It's a yellow poorly drawn picture of a green turtle. It's signed Alvin. I don't know if that was Alvin. Did he draw himself or his dad? And why didn't that become a darkener? That's so strange to me. It's a light switch. And there's this thing here. I don't know what that is. Also, hey, what's all that white stuff down there? Is it dust? Piles of Asriel's dust? Or is it crack? Each possibility is just as likely, guys. Yes, that Dark World is actually a crack-induced hallucination. Crack? Yes, we should go. I know, I'm very unfunny. Yes.
We made a friend!
Door is locked. We don't know what this room is. Some people used to think that would be the Chapter 4 Dark World in here. They thought this would be an arch room, but that has now been deconfirmed, now that we know it's going to be the church. Yeah, what else is in here that we can look at? Nothing much. Scented markers. Did you get the marshmallow one and started huffing it? You know what? I think this is another thing I've just discovered, because I saw an image of it the other day. I just think I never interacted with it. So that's so weird. It's a primitive drawing of your mom. Dressed up for Halloween 8 years ago. There is actually something I want to talk about if the door's not locked. Never mind. There's a clock in here somewhere. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. With both hands pointing up, and that's impossible on a clock. People think that's important. I'm not sure if it is. Called and called, you never picked up. Why didn't you come look for me, Mom? Friend? She's so happy that they made a friend. I don't know if Chris has any friends aside from, like, Noelle. And even then, Noelle literally says later on that it's hard to see them exactly as friends. Chapter 1 released 7 years ago, and I'm still... Yeah, exactly. And I consider myself a bit of a Deltarune veteran, and I'm still finding new things. Nice. Library. Here we go. So...
A mauve dragon wearing lipstick. And as for her clothes, I believe they are, well... You know, Chris, I think you'll know it when you see it.
That's very interesting. So... Mauve is a purple colour. I'm wondering if Chris and Asriel had that book. I know Asriel's the one who bought it, but... Is that why Chris likes Susie so much? I don't know. Because he finds her attractive? Thank goodness. Ah! Shoot me and kill me! Ooh, a hot fire guy. I haven't done that in a long time, Jesus. This... Lord of the Hammer. First in the award-winning fiction series by lauded historian Gerson Boom. That... I know that seems like a throwaway thing, but... That seems to have some importance as well. Gerson... some people think will have importance later, even though he's dead. Let's see. There's an anime review, read it? No, yes. So here's something interesting. With a darker storyline and more mature themes, the second one treats the viewer like a real adult, instead of like an animal that will die if it goes 10 seconds without seeing a beach ball. Teens and older should check out this dark masterpiece. This, I think, seems to be reflecting Deltarune being much darker than Undertale. And I think that's already obvious by, you know, the things like Susie's crappy home life that's going to be revealed at some point. And obviously the whole death stuff. And also there's the literal darkness too. Always keeps our office's AC on full blast. That chill I feel. Is this what politics feels like? Yes. So the mayor, another character we don't know much about other than it's Noelle's mom, and she's not well liked, but she gets results. Okay, here's... Look, I'm trying to find something in these stained glass windows. In the middle there, you can kind of see, like, you can see gems, maybe. You can see what looks like an angel, maybe. It's really hard to tell. It might just be random shapes. Anyway, Father Alvin, very interesting character. Let the angel's power light your way. Interesting, very interesting. So we're getting some foreshadowing for their religion. Alvin is sus, and some people just straight up think he's the knight. I don't think that. He doesn't seem like he'll be like a main character, especially since he lacks a face sprite and a text sound. There we go. More cinematic parallels. The amalgamates are dead. Straight up dead. And Gerson is also dead. Gerson Boom Memorial Bench. Some of my best ideas came from dreams. Take a rest here. If anyone asks your writing, that's very, very interesting. I would like a memorial bench, because that would mean loads of people can sit on me. Just kidding. I don't know, the idea of dreams as like a pseudo-reality. Very, very interesting. Oh, we gotta talk about it down here. I've gained so many thoughts about what's down here. So, internally, this area is called shelter. Did you hear? No, you didn't. I think you might have made that up. This is a very interesting place because we don't know what it is. We know nothing about it aside from when you go down here. You hear Muse smile, slowed by I think it's negative 6.666% or something. So obviously the implication is Gaster has some connection to this area, but what is it? Heh ah, I see you there. You mischievous little thing. Also, hi, Fantapause. So, if it's a shelter, why? Why is it a shelter? What are they protecting themselves from? If we're to take it literally, maybe this has been created for people to go when the roaring is inevitably going to happen. Obviously, they don't seem to know about the roaring or any Dark World shenanigans, but Gaster might, because he seems to be like fundamentally connected to the Dark Worlds. Obviously, he's experimenting with darkness. Maybe the Dark Worlds are a product of his experimentations, but that seems a bit iffy to me because they seem to be fundamentally connected to the world as a whole. And obviously, you know, World Machine, this is his world, kind of, but. When you ring the phone in the Dark World, it plays this song here, obviously at normal speed. So there's some Dark World stuff going on here, and that makes me think, is there already a Dark World in here? And it would make sense as well, because it's beneath the ground, and it seems to lead beneath the ground, to the underground. And that would be, that just makes it connected to like the bottom layer of the world where the darkness might be. And this would explain why... Oh, you know what I just realized? I didn't get the egg. Oops. But that would explain why something like the Eggman can... Yeah, it's a double door, so all the Dark Worlds, aside from our house, seem to have double doors. This might explain how the Eggman seems to be appearing in Dark Worlds out of nowhere. Because the Dark Worlds all seem to be kind of connected. They have, like, an interconnected lore. And if the Eggman, who is Gaster, by the way, I don't see who else that could be, could just be traveling from this Dark World to those. Especially if it goes under the town. And maybe this Dark World extends completely, like, under the town. And then that would, then we could expand that to go to the lake. Well, I'll just go straight there now, because we've already spoken about the darkness's connection with water. Where is it? I think it's up this way. And we're gonna... So, yeah. Obviously, there's more here in Chapter 2, because Onion-san talks about a song that's coming from deep under the ocean, and that might be coming from a Dark World or whatever is beneath that shelter. Hey guys, what if the song is Don't Forget, or it's Gaster's theme? Those are my main two ideas.
Will you be my friend?
I suppose.
What's your name, friend? Chris. I'm Chris.
Asriel 2.
Cereal? Yeah, I love cereal. Bathe me in flakes.
Maybe it's
Something I can only tell a friend. Come back soon, you hear?
I remember thinking that Onion San was about to tell us like the most messed up thing ever. But no, thank God. I think I seem to have been overestimating how dark this game was going to get in Chapter 2. I'll talk more about that when we reach the ending cutscene. Anyway, since we're here, this is an interesting area. Well, hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. It's Asgore, the most divorced man in history. They should make him the official divorce mascot.
Well, that's a bit sad. Kind of showing how distanced they've become. Doesn't that sound yummy? Not really. Some kind of catalogue. There's a car magazine underneath. There seems to be a running joke that people think that the car magazine is actually an analogous for a dirty magazine. But I don't know if that's the case. Oh, here we go. See if you can stop giving away flowers, start selling them. You have 1 month. C. Could it be Carol? Could it be Clarice? Who knows? Hey guys, like it's another double door. There's another double door. I wonder what that means. Could this be a dark world? A future dark world, sorry? I don't know. Yeah, the flowers are very interesting. So I'm pretty sure what these are the flowers that Asriel gave tutorial on their wedding day. Hold on a second. Here we go. She's holding a bouquet of 7 flowers. There we go, yes. So that seems what these are. And there's his best man, Rudy, my man! There we go. These flowers still kicking. Very, very interesting. Hey, if this area does get turned into a dark world, which I think it might, what kind of darkness is that gonna make? Is it gonna be like, are they all gonna be like different types of flowers or what? I think that would be a pretty cool idea. Or they're all just like plant themed. I don't know. But then, would these get turned into darkness and they'd all be like 7 different characters maybe? That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't have much more to say about that. I need another drink. Ugh. I'm afraid no one's home right now, darling. Now, why don't you prance on home? No. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a nobody. There's a pun here. Because not only are they a ghost, but they don't have any corporeal body like he does in Undertale. Because that is our good old pal Mettaton. Or whatever name he goes by in this... We don't know. Worst character. She has nothing for me to say. There is something here, though. There's some kind of scratching noise coming from inside. And let me get something up real quick. Hold on. Where is it? Let me just, give me 1 second. Which one is it? It's gonna be this one. No, come on. Scratching, eh? Hey, what is this? I'm not sure if I hear myself so quiet, and yet sometimes I swear I hear something like scratching. I don't think this is what this is, because that would mean... Or it could just mean that wherever this person is in the code, they're just... wherever they are is under this house. Whether they've literally been kidnapped by Braddy's family, I don't think that's the case. That would be very, very underwhelming of an explanation. But this would be interesting if whatever the bunker leads to expands throughout the entire town. Maybe where the room that person is in, who's totally not Des, by the way, is under this house. What that means, I don't know. Who knows what that means? But yeah.
Can't blame them for leaving town. He thought they were getting a big brain in a big school. Hope when he becomes a big shot, he remembers the little guy down the street.
This message is held for review. Okay. Another moderator just handled this. Yeah, me. Another town underground in the bunker. That's... I don't know if it's a town. Maybe it's like a lab. Where the hell's Noelle? Huh. Oh, wait. She's in the hospital. Never mind. We've not been there yet. Hey. Service. Yeah, so they all attend church, it seems. Makes me wonder how many people are going to be in the church Dark World. That would be interesting. Because I think the main idea is Rudy's going to be in there. And maybe we can heal him. Here. Hot chocolate. Hey. Oh, hey. Forgot about this. It feels like glass, but... Huh. What is it? Free food. You drank the hot chocolate. It tasted wonderful. Your throat tightened. Now that could be pain from either us missing our brother, or because we killed him! Anyway, I will be right back. I need to go to the loo. I'm back. Ugh. I got a jam tart because I'm hungry. And I'm gonna make dinner after I finish recording. Oh! Yum. Anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I can't... It's really hard to talk about Dead Asriel theory in Chapter 1. Because most of the evidence for it is Chapter 2. I hate Icy. I hate Icy so much. No. Oh, here we go. Interesting. Everything's interesting to me. Pizza Pants. One of the most uncomfortably relatable characters in fiction. See, no one else seems to know when Asriel's coming back, aside from us and Toriel. But it's weird that none of Asriel's friends, like Pizza Pants, have any contact with him. That's so strange. Is there anything else? Meet the Rogues Gallery. Welcome back, 20. Hello. You missed me beat everything really easily. No issues whatsoever. Evidently pouring slushies on me and giggling. Why does he keep doing that? Is he gay?
Purple guy. Man, that guy. You gotta... Actually, does that guy even work here?
Ha, 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 ha. Toby said a really weird thing about that line in the 6th anniversary stream. And he said, people kept thinking this is a reference to something, and he doesn't know what they're talking about. And the fact that he brought that up at all is so weird to me. Was it not a reference? Was it an accident? I don't know. People were saying he was joking, but I was like, what? It's such a weird thing to bring up. Anyway. Fine. Hello, pretty lady. Dark World.
There's no law against Dark Worlds anyway.
It's obvious. Alfine is not canon in Deltarune. What's this here for? Aside from the obvious to block us from leaving the town, has there been an incident over there? Who knows? I have no idea. Oh yeah, I forgot we can't go in here this chapter. It's canon in my heart. Oh yeah, sure. It always is.
Play the piano again. The bassist can't hear it well from here, but I personally enjoy it.
Obligatory hospital piano shook to fit in the corner. Hey, I don't know about you guys. Do any of you have pianos in your hospitals? Because I don't know what the hell this is talking about. This sounds like BS to me. Play it. Link. I'm sorry, 20. I'm so sorry. Okay, these things. These are in our hospitals, but the piano, I don't think it is. You usually play the piano a bit more beautifully. Is everything okay? You do seem a little sick. And so people think that Chris has been possessed for a while, at least by the player, whatever you think it is. And that this lines like this, where people are just now saying that Chris looks sick, make me doubt that. Because we've been placed into this, like, at the start of today, when this today takes place. So why would Chris have ever been weird like this beforehand? And it's just, I don't know. It's like this happens in the home scene in chapter 2 as well, which people use that scene as evidence that Chris has pulled their soul out many times before. But again, I cast a shadow of a doubt on that. Shadow of doubt. Shadow darkness. Ha ha. Oh my god, I love this guy.
This castle's white wizards relegated me to this healing chamber, but my blood is boiling for battle.
It's such a... Who the hell is this guy? He's so weird. I'm trying to think of other Undertale characters who could be the warrior. I don't know.
Well, she was a hot piece of work.
This is another thing I've been curious about in the world of Deltarune. There seems to be like only a few of each species of monster. So obviously Rudy and Carol, whatever her name is, they both seem to be deer. That's the idea, but there's no other deer going about. And it's the same with like goats, like Toriel and Asgore. They seem to be the only two. Are there any more around? I don't know. And it's so weird that there aren't. Anyway. Ice Palace, eh? Ice Palace, very interesting. Keep that in mind for the next video, guys. And by guys, I mean the two guys in chat right now. Nerdly? I'll kick his ass. Rudy is such a great character. I love him. I hope he doesn't die. Oh, she's onto us. She's onto us. Anyway. Yeah. It's an angel doll. Its lack of facial features is unsettling. I think this is probably the closest thing to what the actual angel will look like. Well, every time I try to picture the angel, I just think, like, a ball of light. Like, intense light, mind you, but... yeah. Noel and Des made it in youth group. Faceless. What's he gonna say? What are you gonna say? What else is faceless that I've forgotten about? This is the first... oh, I forgot this is the first mention of Des. No one talked about Des in Chapter 1. No one playing the game, anyway. Notice the stars and the seahorse wallpaper. I'd never noticed that until now. Gay, homosexual, gay. Anyway. Make you come here? Yes. She's a peach, huh? Are you saying that because my mom's thick, Rudy? Huh, okay. Ha 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 ha. He's a real oh, your dad? Yeah, he's a real fruit himself too. Subtlety by Toby Fox. A hairy one like a kiwi. Freezes like a deer in headlights, eh? I know deers do that, but it's still an interesting. Just be afraid of humans under the bed. Again, all this could just be throwaway lines or foreshadowing for what the relationship between humans and monsters is. And I just don't know what it is. Did monsters win the war or what? Or are they just all in like separate like colonies or whatever?
We're gonna be making chicken nuggets, chat.
You know what, in that case, I could probably just make a replica of this save where one I do Snowgrave, one I don't. That'd be easy. What else do you have to say? Illness. What is his illness? People think it's related to Des, but Des disappeared a long time ago. And I think people seem to forget that because there's a scene in Chapter 2 where it's Noel and Birdley. It's like a flashback, kind of, and they're doing a spelling bee, and Noel's too scared to spell out December. And she looks like a small child in that thing. So Des has been gone for a long, long time. Anyway, so I don't know if his illness is related to that. People think it maybe from a blizzard. But I don't know. Yeah. Please stay alive, Rudy. I'll be very sad. Chapter 4, Weird Drought, is where Rudy dies. What else have I missed? Why a blizzard of all things? I don't remember where that idea came from. Someone brought that up. I don't know. I think it's just the idea of ice and cold. Also, I didn't talk about this guy. It's a friggin' Gaster follower. The sprite looks exactly the same. Like, that's not intentional. We went over here. The Gaster is everywhere in Deltarune. Literally. Who the hell are you? That's a good question. Maybe it's the way you're dressed. Grocery store. So, oops. God, it's Lucas. It's Nintendo from Mother 1. It's gonna be you and my little brother, eh? So, there's a bunch of theories about what Papyrus is doing in Deltarune. People believe in incel papyrus theory, where basically this world's papyrus is like the original concept of papyrus, and in Papyrus's original concept, he was basically an irredeemable weirdo. Oh yeah, you didn't know about that, OJ? Well, now you do. Let me try and find the images, actually. Hold on a second. Here we go, I found it. Hold on a second. No, hold on. Oh, this is being so annoying. Okay, I guess it's gonna show up like that. Yeah, here we go. He's going to wear a fedora and be kind of creepy with no obvious redeeming qualities. His favorite show is going to be called My Little Boney. I'm so glad I decided to change it completely. So, yeah, imagine if that's our Papyrus. I hope not. Anyway. And another idea is that maybe he's a baby. Or like a child. He's still young. That would be funny. That would be very funny, I think. Devastated. Yeah, I know 20. It's terrible.
My mommy told me about you. Does it hurt to be made of blood?
Again, us controlling Chris. Chris is putting the bare minimum into anything they do, and that's why they can't even knock well. I feel like Toby's going to be an ass and never let us meet him. Some people think that's going to happen. Some people think that we won't meet Papyrus. And even if we do, it'll be right at the end of Chapter 7, and he's going to die in the roaring. That leads into the Sans theory, which, again, is something I could bring that up now. Let's go back to Sans. Hold on. I was gonna bring this up before, so why does Sans own? Yeah, why is this the Grillby's building? It's an exact rip from Undertale, and it's one of the few things that is, aside from the fact that they scratched the name out. And so the main idea is that either he's taken this directly from Undertale, from that world, he's come from that world, or he's taken it from another one. It's like because it's one of his favorite things. It's his favorite fast food place, or bar, or whatever. So I think my idea is that him owning a convenience store, as you Americans call it, is a farce. It's all a complete and utter farce. And I think Sans is traveling through a bunch of different worlds, possibly in pursuit of Gaster, or trying to, like, at least have a record of what he's doing. Well, this all depends on what Sans is, because we got some Sans lore in the No Mercy route of Undertale. It seems to be like a time cop or something, and we never got an explanation for that. So the obvious conclusion is that we're going to learn whatever that is in Deltarune, and I'm going to be very mad if we don't. And that leads me to think that the ending of Deltarune will basically involve Sans and maybe Papyrus basically using whatever machine they own to escape this world before it gets ruined by the roaring, because the ending's going to be the same no matter what. And the only way that the ending can be the same no matter what, I think, is if the roaring happens. Because everything leading up to that point could be different. You could do a completely different route. You could kill friggin' Birdly. You could kill everyone. But it's still going to end in the roaring. And that's what Toby Fox means when he says that there's only going to be one ending. He means it in a semantical sense. So basically, Sans is going to use the machine in that ending to travel to the Undertale world, and then after that, the machine breaks. And that's why he can't return home. And that explains the "Don't forget" message in his room. So, I don't know if you all know about this. I think in one of the most recent Undertale updates, so his last update, that got changed. The thing in his drawer, I don't know if it's in the lab or in his room. I think it's in the lab. In the lab, yeah, behind Sans' house. I think what it is, it's a poorly drawn picture of 3 people, and it says "Don't forget" on it. Who else could that be but Chris, Susie, and not Lancer, God, Rousey, Lancer. Yeah, Don't Forget. Don't Forget's the name of the ending song. Like, it all connects. It all connects. And so many people are in denial of that. I remember one theorist was saying Sans is just here to crack jokes. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Anyway. The distant trousel of bones. That could be it, Oj. I could be off base. I could be overthinking it, but that's my idea, and I'm going to be disappointed if that's not right. Yeah. Why isn't Papyrus answering us here is the better question. Is he holed up in his room? Too many video games? Who knows? I'm running out of breath. I need a drink. Ugh. Pardon me. Anyway. I never saw her beat anyone up, but I'd be careful. See, she's not a bully. She's not like that kind of bully. Exactly. Creepily watching us from the corner. Look, I'm annoyed. I don't know. Susie's not here. Huh? Now you're even more annoyed. Very interesting. Nothing deep about that other than the fact that Chris likes Susie. But I have something interesting to bring up in regards to that, if I can find it. Which one is it? Ah, yes. So, here's one of them. This is in Noelle's blog from the Samson Sweepstakes. So, Susie did not like Chris at all. And I think the main reason why is because she's projecting onto them. Because Chris, being like such an introvert, seems to remind Susie of herself, I think. And that's why she hated them before. Oh, I've got another one, hold on. Is this it? That's not it. Is it this one? Oh yeah. This one was interesting. So this is after, basically, Susie threatened Chris by eating an apple in half. Saying, I'm gonna bite your face in half, Chris. And then this happens. And I wonder, I don't know how to interpret this. I wonder if maybe Chris is saying Chris likes Susie. And they always have, because Susie does seem to be a troublemaker like Chris, and that might be why they like them. I don't know. Or maybe Chris wants Susie to bite their head in half because they feel guilty for their actions. Maybe Susie's just really bad at feelings. Yeah, maybe. Did I have another one? I don't know. I'm not sure actually. Let me have a look at the other ones. Hold on. No, it's all other stuff. That's all going to be for the next video. Anyway, let me continue. Also, speaking of Susie, it seems that this is where she lives. She lives in this apartment building. There is an unused room for the apartment, which is blank right now. But in Chapter 2, if you don't go down to the bunker just yet and meet these two, if you come here, Susie's like, Chris, what are you doing? Why are you coming here? And I think she lives in a house in that apartment. A house, a room, goodness. Yeah. If you don't come here as well, there's special dialogue next chapter from Alfie's. He's like, Chris, were you making out with Susie in the closet? There's a cat, my cat, and then chapter 2 reveals that it's just Susie drinking the milk. Also, what the hell's up on that ladder up there? I wonder if, is that where Alfie's lives? Does she live up there? Maybe. I can imagine her living in a place up there.
You okay? He likes the awesome comics I lent to him. I was like, he kinda reminds me of a superhero, Chris. He's huge and could kick my ass.
Alfie's is such a freak, dude. Anyway. Please don't talk like that about my own dad. Thank you. Bro, the repaint makes that so much worse. Anyway. I shouldn't have skipped over that, but she seems really weirded out that we want to talk to her. And then this. Are you feeling alright? Normally you're not so talkative. Oh, I don't mean to sound like something's wrong with you. Is something wrong? Why did you go to the hospital to see my dad? I mean, I'm sure he appreciated it, but... I'm sorry, Chris, forget I said anything. It's... yeah. Oh, that's all about possession stuff that we already know about. An obligate carnivore. Does she really have a tail under her jacket? Oh, well. How did you know about that? Blew it. Yeah, you did. Noelle, Ascot has the award for divorce mascot, and Noelle has the award for disaster lesbian. Anyway. I think we've looked everywhere in town. Yeah, I think we have. Let me double check something. So I also discovered something yesterday. Hold on, it's up there, Jesus. I had collected the egg already in Chapter 2 in a previous save, and then I deleted that save and went over it. But when I went to put the egg in the basket in the shop, it already had the dialogue. So that was very interesting. Yeah, okay, it's not here. That's because I didn't get the egg. I can go redo the save and go back and get it, but, you know. I underestimated how long I'd be playing this game. It's your mom's van. So, the Deltarune is everywhere in Hometown. I keep forgetting about that. It's gotta have some significance. I'm wondering, would it be similar to, obviously the angel is represented by an angel, and the triangles are the devout followers of the religion, maybe. But we don't know. We don't know. This for baking pie. It'll be cool when you. Why? Is this something people do? I would eat it right away while it's hot, but that's just me. I like hot food. Doesn't seem to be plugged anymore. Well, I'm sorry, Tenor, but you're gonna have to wait for another 2 chapters. Hey guys, remember when we used to think the TV man was Mike for the longest time? Because Spamton had a very specific dialogue about it. Oh, this is interesting. Flowers? It's from him, are they not? So, trash can, and then go back out. Sometimes the floral scent is increased. I think this might be a darkener in chapter 3. I think this is going to become something. Surely it must. And I actually thought that this would be the secret boss, because there's been a pattern with the secret bosses so far, in that they are both objects or concepts that have been discarded. So with Jevil's the Joker card, which no one ever uses, pretty much. And Spamton is a spam email. And obviously we delete spam emails. What's the wider significance of that? Who knows? But this, obviously it's not as clear as those two, but Toriel has discarded these flowers into the trash. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the secret boss. And I'm wondering if you bring her the flowers, she puts them in, that makes the secret boss more powerful. But that's a huge stretch. It might not be true. Especially now that people think that frigging Mike Cat is going to be the secret boss. And I'm sorry, but I really hate that theory. I don't like it at all. It's just... that theory bothers me. Anyway. Yeah. What else can I talk about? We haven't really spoken about freedom much. I'm assuming... we'll know in 10 days! 10 friggin' days! Oh, I'm so excited! I'm so excited! Oh, dude, it's gonna be so surreal to actually have new Deltarune content, because it's been like, what, 3-4 years since chapter 2? 3, I think. I think 3. Oh, I'm so excited. You can hear my British accent slowly melting away. Anyway. Also, there's the dissonance between the two sides of the room. Chris's is empty, and Asriel's is just full of awards. And I feel like something like that, like Chris murdering their own brother, who's like actually like super successful, would be like so much more tragic. And then there's the idea that obviously Chris has been an introvert their whole life, and now that we're controlling them, we're actually like interacting with everyone, talking to everyone. We're basically being like the best version of Chris that they can be without their own control. And I'm sure they hate that. They hate that so much. Imagine how like agonizing that must be for Chris, that the you that people like is the you that we actually are and not actually Chris themselves. That's so sad. So I'm hoping that by the end, obviously, we won't be in control of Chris anymore. If you go to bed, this chapter of your adventures will end. Will you go to bed? Yes, we will. Pie time, pie time. God, back in when this scene was first revealed, I was convinced that it was Chara possessing Chris. Because this looks like fucking demonic possession. It looks like demonic possession. And obviously, Chara is known as a demon. And then obviously, you see Chris pull the knife out. And I was like, oh no, chapter 2 is going to begin with Chris's house being a crime scene and their mother is dead. So that would have been very sad and a bit too dark, but I'm kind of glad that didn't end up happening. But no, this is Chris just relinquishing control of us. Sorry, no. What's the word? Revolting against us, sorry. So they can do whatever they're trying to do. Which seems to just be eating the pie. Some people think that it's them making a fountain in chapter 2, which I don't agree with at all. So move around, look. Oh, I had to use arrow keys. That was weird. See, the red eye. And plugging the TV. Yes, that's true. But you got to keep in mind with chapter 2, that if Chris had made the Dark World tonight, that Dark World would have been there all day. And literally, by the time we enter that Dark World, it's literally like probably like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You can't tell me no one went into the the computer lab that whole day. Anyway. That's still shining in the cold with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark. Who's singing that song? People theorize who that song is being sung by. Also, you might have missed it because I was talking, but notice how the song in the credits is called Don't Forget Vocal Excerpt. That might just be one part of that song. That's so... Oh, we're in for a whole load of pain. Oh, we can talk about Legend now, because I didn't talk about it before. Because it didn't show up last time. Yeah, it was Legend of Hope, it was Legend of Dreams. It was Legend of Light, it was Legend of Dark. This is the legend of Delta Space Rune. Now, this is interesting. For millennia, light and dark have lived in balance. We don't really know what that means, because we don't know the true extent of the light world's relationship to the dark world. So yeah, a terrible calamity would occur. The sky will run black with terror, and the land will crack with fear, because the darkness is beneath the land. Supposedly. And then her heart pounding, the earth will draw her final breath. And then this. Only then, shining with hope, not before, only then, 3 heroes appear at World's Edge. Whatever that World's Edge is. A human, a monster, and a prince from the dark. It's probably Ralsei. Only they can seal the fountains and banish the angels' heaven. We talked about this with the deluge theory. Only then will balance be restored. So it seems that the roaring will happen, and we're supposed to seal the fountains after. See, today, the Fountain of Darkness. So this seems to be before all that. The geyser that gives this land form. It's not geyser, I'm sorry. Stands tall, the center of the kingdom. But recently, another fountain has appeared on the horizon. And with it, the balance of light and dark begins to shift. So yeah. Cool stuff. Not really sure what more I can say until we start chapter 2, because I'm getting very tired, admittedly. My lungs hurt, and I'm also very hungry. I'm going to make dinner. So, yeah. So, this top one, that is my, what's it called? That was my pacifist run I finished yesterday. I think this one is my violence one. Let me double check, actually, because I'm not sure. Let me check the recruits. Oh, it'll be in here. Or not, I guess. What was this one? Oh, wait! Hold on, let me check my inventory. Yep, I know. Okay, it's this is the loaded disc save. So I had this weird idea, guys. And basically, so the loaded disc is a disc that contains spams. I'm getting way ahead of myself here. And you're supposed to, you can put it in the Metaton Neo body, and it becomes Spamton Neo. And you also could have put it in the mannequin, but Spamton doesn't let you do that. What if, in Chapter 3, you can put the loaded disc somewhere, and then Spamton will appear again? Imagine that! And Spamton seems to have a history with both Tenor and Mike from the TV world. So that would create an interaction between the two. That would be so cool. Also, yeah, this game's supposed to have updated, and Swatch's sprite is supposed to have changed, but it hasn't, and I'm not sure how to go about that. Anyway, it'll update when I buy the full game anyway. So yeah, that's all I wanted to check. Anyway, yeah, I know. Let me actually before I finish, let me bring up my bingo sheet. I'll bring it up at the end of the next video too. Let me add a source. Hold on. Adding stuff on OBS is such a pain in the arse. Bingo. Let me find it. It'll be in documents miscellaneous. Here we go. Right. Let me... Hold on, transform. Fit to screen. Now, this is my prediction bingo, which I've updated just today. So, obviously, top left we got Gaster. And that's just saying that Gaster is confirmed. Gaster will appear. Azrael is dead is the Ralsei is piles of Azrael's dust theory. And you can see our good pal Jaru in the background there. We've got time loop theory. The C song is Don't Forget, which is the song that Onion-san hears, which they talk more about in Chapter 2. And hey, they say that they hear an excerpt of the song. It's a full song, and they're just hearing a part. And what we know of Don't Forget is an excerpt from Don't Forget. So keep that in mind. Ralsei is not evil. Basically, I think Ralsei is the most morally white character, to put it in Deltarune, because at the end of Chapter 2, when Birdley's trying to make a new Dark Fountain, Ralsei's like, no, stop. We need to, seal the fountains more than anything. So, unless it's like a really big twist in that, by adding more darkness into the pure darkness closet fountain, that one just gets more powerful and causes the roaring anyway. I think that Ralsei is not evil. I think he's trying his absolute best to save the world. Okay. So this one, this one here, this is me. I spoke about this at the start of this stream. So the UI is different in both worlds. So the battle system is different, corresponding to the Dark World UI. And I think that if you fight someone in the Light World, it will be like an Undertale fight. I don't know how to feel about that now, because I don't know where we would fight someone in the Light World, and that might kind of go against the themes of Deltarune, but who knows. Des is a goner. I might change that to something else, because honestly, my thoughts on Des are so, whatever right now, that I really don't know what the deal with her is. Tenor is the Chapter 3 villain. That's pretty much confirmed. I might change that. Sans fighting Lightworld. Hey, that was one of my ideas. That exact thing was an idea I had in like Chapter 1. I'm not kidding. So don't sell yourself short on that thought, OJ. Everyman is important somehow, maybe. So Everyman appears everywhere in Deltarune. And it's weird. He appears in the alley, he appears in Jevil's attacks, he appears in Queen's attacks, he also appears in the pop-up attacks. And it's like, why? What is this? What is the importance of Everyman? Is it just a friggin' Easter egg or like a reference? Or is it something more? I genuinely don't know what it would mean if, like, Everyman was actually important to the plot. It's so strange. Let me increase the size of this a little bit. Oh. Hold on. Never mind, I can't. It won't let me. The Night is the Vessel, see Oblivion Theory. That, I think thematically, that would be a pretty good idea. I can't really go into it now, because my throat's dying. I will try to get into Oblivion Theory more next episode. Next stream, but yeah. I genuinely don't know what else the Night could be. It could be Des. Maybe Des is working for Gaster. It could be Papyrus, maybe. It could be Oberon Smog. And if you don't know that theory, then watch Jaru J's a Night Theory video. And I think that is a very big stretch of a theory, but it's so insane and out there and far-fetched that it might be true. But I took it off this bingo sheet just in case. Chris has always known why Des appeared and has been consumed by their guilt. Okay, I do have some other images for this, actually. So, Chris doesn't really, even though they've grown up together, doesn't really seem to be friends with Noelle. And maybe that just be down to them being an introvert. Even though I think the two of them, like, share a lot of qualities, but... No, that's not it. It's going to be a screenshot, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, here it is. So, I think that because I think chapter 2 as well, the Noelle T only heals like 70 for Chris, and that's only 10 more than Ralsei. And obviously, Susie heals double Ralsei, so clearly Chris doesn't like Noelle and Ralsei as much as Susie, anywhere near, but the fact that they don't like Noelle has always been weird to me, and I think it's because maybe they don't dislike Noelle per se, it's just that they've been consumed by guilt and have just hidden the truth about whatever happened to Des, that they just can't really bring themselves to, like, get along with Noelle, because they're just that hurt by the truth. And it's like this. They go into Noelle's house, and they go to play piano. Obviously, when Noelle enters, they just stop. And I wonder if this is, like, Chris playing the piano like this. And there is a track that plays... that's paired along with this. I won't play it, but I think that's Chris's way of trying to like communicate to Noelle, try to communicate their feelings of the guilt. I don't know, but yeah. Susie's parent, whoever that is, and Noelle's mom will enter a dark world. I know this is very specific, but I think that obviously, Noelle doesn't really get along with her mom that well because her mom's very strict and harsh, and Susie might have the shittiest parent ever. And I think the Dark World is going to be like a way for them to kind of get along in a way, or for them to develop their characters in a way that they can't in the Light World. Obviously, this is tying back to like universal mother theory that the way Queen interacts with Noelle and vice versa, kind of reflects Noelle's feelings towards her own mom. Because you can't really say no to Queen, and it feels like she's overbearing. But yeah, free space. I don't know why I put that there. The closet fountain is the only one needed to bring the roaring. This is a very big stretch, and I don't know if I believe this anymore. But the idea is that the fact that it's made of something called pure darkness always was off to me. And the fact that we could just like keep bringing like tons and tons of darkness, and it'll make the power of the fountain grow and expand, just makes me think that it's going to become too powerful, and it's going to deluge or like flood, maybe. I don't know, but that might mean that Ralsei could be like a bit evil, and I don't know. Deltarune does not have a happy ending. I don't think it will. It's going to end with the roaring, and then it's going to end with like the time loop just happening over and over and over again. We learn Sans' backstory. I talked about this before. And we find out what the machine is, Sans' machine. I might just make that into one, actually. I might change this around by next video. Oh, you want everyone to be happy? So do I. So do I. But Undertale already broke our hearts once with Asriel. And they're going to do it. Toby's going to break our hearts all over again with Deltarune, I think. Especially when you think about the fact that he said that the ending of Deltarune came from a dream he had. And he's been, like, determined to make that into a reality. And it might not be a good dream. Who knows? This thing here, under the free space, that is, like, probably one of the biggest mysteries in Undertale. And it's gotta be explained in Deltarune. Okay, so I don't know how you'll look at this thing. So, some people think that the big white shape there is the hair, and the black part's beneath its body and its arms. I always saw this as the big white bit being its body, having two little arms out there, and like a weird protrusion coming from its head. That might just be me. That thing, OJ, that thing is hidden in some unused rooms in Undertale, and no one knows what it is. I think it's called Redacted in the Files, and when you talk to it, it says Redacted in wingdings with the weird Gaster sound, like and it might remain unused. It might just be some weird thing, but I think it might be. And also, it appears in a stable as well, in an unused version of the Napstablook room where you've got the snails and stuff. So it might be a horse, maybe. Who knows what it is? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But anyway, yeah. I think whatever that is will appear in Deltarune somehow. There is a dark world in the shelter where Gaster Eggman resides. I talked about this before as well. And the Eggman existing in that dark world is how he's kind of appearing in other dark worlds to give you the egg. Here's my crack theory. The eggs hatch into an army of Temmies that take over the world. So I think this is going to be a joke ending, maybe. Where basically, because Temmie has become like the counter for all the eggs you've collected. And that's weird, I think. So what if they all just hatch into Temmies? And they just engulf the planet in Temmie instead of darkness. And then that creates the Temmie roaring. Please make that happen, Toby. Yes. I don't think it will. I think there's a very low chance that'll happen, but it'll be very funny if it does. Deltarune is a world machine. So I think the Molly Stars machine theory is very similar to this. That's a series of 3 videos that I've not watched yet. But basically, if it doesn't happen, I'm refunding the game. Me too, me too. Well, basically, I don't know if you've heard of this game called One Shot. That's in a similar situation, I think, at least in One Shot World Machine Edition. So basically, the world of Deltarune is a machine, and Gaster is basically using this. He's using our choices to find a solution to the roaring, because it's like a recreation of the real world, and I think that would be pretty cool. Because it would make Gaster, like, obviously this morally ambiguous, maybe even morally good character than what we think. Which is weird, because he seems to be associated with 666, which is the Satan number. So who knows what the Hellgaster is? But that could also just mean he's an antithesis to the angel. And he's like a counter to the angel's ideology, whatever that is. So it might not be he's literally Satan, but figuratively Satan. Chekhov's roaring, that's basically just like, because the roaring has been mentioned, it will happen. This is something else I talk about. The definition of there is only one ending means that the final outcome itself is a constant no matter what, that being the roaring. But every event prior to that can be different. So if we're talking semantics, there can be more than one ending, but the actual outcome is different. Here's an interesting one. Oh, I wrote this earlier today. Hold on, let me drink. Chapters 8 to 9, which are in the files, and there's also a chapter 0, exist to arbitrarily extend the game to prolong the inevitable. This is a stretch, because we all know that the chapter 8 and 9 in the code, which they exist in the code, they might just be placeholders. But if they're intentional, I think this is how they would be used. So we're that desperate to make a happy ending that we try to extend the game, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. But the 9 could work, because the 9's connected to Chara. And, okay, I do need to zoom in on this one. Hold on. I can't click the bingo sheet. No matter what I do, I can't click it. Okay, let me try and read that, because it's really, the text is very small from my perspective. I'm getting the impression that Toby wants us to hate the ending, that we will be unable to accept it, because it's going to be a bad ending. Ergo, Deltarune will have another ending that's probably going to be really, really hard to get. It might involve the most specific of circumstances, and basically it's an ending where you defy fate, kind of like the final ending of Nier Automata, or worse example, the final ending of PestaQuest, which we don't talk about PestaQuest, but yeah. And I think that's the only way that we could give these characters a happy ending, which sucks. I love these characters so much. And if they don't get the happy ending, I think that the ending of this game is probably going to make me sob. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there, because I'm so tired. I can barely breathe, and I need food. I also need to go to the bathroom. So, thank you, OJ, for sticking with me throughout most of this video. You're a top guy. And thank you for 20 and Oddity for popping in. And thank you to that one guy who said, what did he say? He said, can you say that Cosbin is a gem or whatever? I don't know what the hell that means. It might be something super offensive, but thank you so much for everybody for watching. I'm not doing the Jacksepticeye outro again. I always try and do that. I don't know why. It's not funny. But hopefully tomorrow or in a few days, I will do another video like this in Chapter 2, where I will have much, much more to talk about. So, thank you. Follow my 3-hour-long stream, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, piggy penguins.